At Home with Lucas here. So today we're going to be talking about VEVOR wooden sandbox. Yes, people, I finally got my hands on a proper sandbox for my kids. I have 3 kids ranging from 11 months all the way up to 5 years. Yes, people, and this thing is perfect for up to 4 kids. The lid actually folds up and becomes 4 bench seats, allowing your kids to sit down and play in the sand, which I think is a complete game changer. A lot of sandboxes, kids have to sit on the outside and if they reach their hands in, and it doesn't create as much fun for the kids, or they get in the sandbox and they get too far in and they get covered in sand head to toe, and it's really not very fun. So having benches built into the lid is a game changer, absolutely amazing. This thing is 4 feet by 3 feet roughly, so it's not quite a square and it's not quite a rectangle. It's something perfect for your kids. You're gonna be able to pack a bunch of sand in here. You're gonna be able to use a bunch of different sand toys and really make a fun sandbox. This thing is also super easy to install and build, at least that's what we hope. So in this video, we're doing a full install, then we're gonna do a full review on this sandbox, and we're gonna talk about how well is it for the kids? Do the kids love it? Do the kids hate it? We're gonna find out all of that so you don't have to waste your time buying and returning. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, let's go ahead and get inside this box. Okay, this is everything that comes in the box. You have all your different wood right there. You have your instruction manual, and then you have your tarp, and then you get a bunch of screws right here, nicely labeled in the package. So that's really cool. All the wood is labeled too. I really like that a lot. So there's numbers on each piece of wood. So when you're looking at the instruction manual, you're gonna see exactly what you need to see to get the job done. So let's go ahead and get this built. Okay, the first thing you're gonna do is get 4 of these 5s right here and then 2 of the 9s. And then you're gonna use your C star screws. So I got my 5s right here. You got this piece of wood, which is flat on one side, curved on the other. I'm guessing the curve should be on the outside. There's also little holes right here, half drilled for you to line it up. So you line it up just like that. And then you do this one, then you're gonna do the next one. Okay, step 2 is you're gonna get your 1, and then you're gonna get 4 B's and you're gonna screw those in, lining up the 5 right there. Okay, so I got my 1 here, I got my 2 5s that I just built, and then you're gonna put the B screws in right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You just basically line this up right here is what I did. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you do the same thing on the bottom and you're good to go. And then you complete the same thing on each end until you have a box. Okay, and there you go. You should have a perfect box, if you will, and that's how it should look. Shouldn't be too rickety. It should be pretty strong. You definitely want to make sure you do not over tighten your screws. So definitely put your drill onto 1 because these do not need much force at all. And I would even just go until it seems tight, just barely tight, and it should click like that. What I did is I did the top, then I lined up the bottom, made sure it was lined up, did the bottom, then worked my way back up, and that seemed to work perfectly. Okay, when I first looked at this, I was a little bit confused, but then I realized that I put these screws in myself here, and that means this is number 1 here, so the seat goes on top of number 1. It does not go over here. So I at first thought it went over here, but it didn't look right. So we're gonna be putting the seat down and putting in 2 more B screws. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Here we go. It only goes on one way as well. So there's a gap right here, and that's designed to go right there. So if you line it up like a puzzle piece, it all slots into place. This hangs over a little bit. You can see my 2 screws that I put in here and here, and that is how it sits on there. It only goes on one way, and then you put your 2 screws in there. And now we have our 2 benches on there. They went in really easily. I had to actually crank up my drill to 2 and sometimes 3 to get these to sit flush. So you want them to go into the wood a little bit so they're not sticking up. But yeah, those go in solid. You have to make sure you pull this back and get it nice and snug on here, and the same thing down there and all across to make sure it all lines up perfectly, and then you end up with that. Okay, now it's when it starts to look a little bit more like a puzzle. So we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff right here, but it's pretty simple. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. So basically, you take your 3, which is this one right here. It has a 3 on it. And you put that on the back side right here. And you need to make sure that this one has the hinges on the inside of the top, just like that. So that is very crucial. These hinges need to be like this because you're gonna be putting 3 screws into each one. Then you're gonna take your 7s right here and you're just gonna slot them in like that. 1, 2, and there's 3 right there. And then you're first going to be putting your D screws. You're first gonna be putting your D screws in to right here. So you're gonna put 3 in there. Okay, so I'm lining this up right here. That seems to be very, it makes sense to me. So lining up the top and the bottom right here, then we're gonna put our D screws in. Okay, so I got lucky. I was able to turn it around, lay it on its back right there. Now I'm gonna be putting in the 2 A screws right here. And basically I'm just gonna hold the back as I screw it in. So it's gonna be a little bit challenging, but it should go in pretty easily. Okay, and that's how it looks. You have 2 screws in each one. I had to pick up this one from the middle and flip this back in order to get the screws in. But I basically just held it up in the air, screwed it in really easily. And so that's what it looks like when it's standing straight up, just like that. Then that's the back side of it. We're gonna repeat this process one more time with those over there. Okay, definitely my least favorite part of this whole thing. Every screw was just difficult. These are the worst. These screws are absolutely terrible. They do not want to go in no matter what you do. They fall right out of the drill. They're terrible, but nonetheless, I got them all on, and now we're moving on to the next step. Okay, just when you thought you were done, they pull you back in. We got to put more D screws in. All right, so this is pretty straightforward. You're gonna lay those 2 boards you just put together down on there with the hinges on the outer end. Should look something just like that. Hinge there, hinge there, hinge there, hinge there, and those boards should line up straight, looking just like that. Put your 3 screws in each one and you're done. Here we go, we got all the screws in. So I think this is gonna be the weak point, these hinges right here. Some of these screws, literally, I barely screwed them in and they didn't feel like they were tightening at all. So I don't imagine them lasting very long. I'll probably have to go and get bigger hinges that take up more space, but that's not a problem. Just 4 hinges, you're good to go. Literally, you can just put them over here so they're out of the way, but they have to be this size, but just maybe longer would be fine. So there you go, that's how you do it. The next step is you're gonna flip the seat up so it's upright, then you're gonna put the little blocks in. These little 8s right here are gonna go right underneath there. These are stoppers. And you're gonna use your B screws once more. So you just come over here, you grab this part right here and you let it come all the way down. And then you're gonna take your 8s and you're gonna make stoppers just like that. And then you're just gonna screw those in really easily. Now you're gonna lay down this landscape cloth. I tipped this up on the side. I like how they have their logo or their name right there. That's pretty cool on the side here. And now I'm just gonna turn this and lay it right there. There we go, it is fully built. Put it back down pretty easily. You can do it one-handed, which is nice. The only thing is when you come on this side, you gotta make sure you grab this part here so you don't pinch your fingers. But nonetheless, there it is, closed up. Really nice, you won't get any cats in there or any animals. Okay, and there we go. That's what it looks like when it's fully finished. The kids absolutely love playing in there. They like getting their feet all sandy. We went to the local home improvement store and got real play sand, I think is what it's called. It's like white sand. But yeah, that is really nice. They love the benches. They absolutely love sitting on those benches. It's really cool. That really makes this whole thing so perfect. I think you really need to have benches with a sandbox. And this is the end of the day, so we're actually shaded right now by our fence right here, which is kind of funny. Okay, we've been using this sandbox for long enough that I think I have a full comprehensive review, and let's just start off with the build quality. So the wood itself is really solid. It's definitely on the lightweight side. I really love how the kids can just sit on the bench right here and put their feet right into the sand. The only drawback is if you have a big sand toy or something large like this, you won't be able to close this down on top. So you'll have to remove stuff like that very quickly so that the kids can close it over it. But that's no big deal. You just pull it out. The fact that this closes over it means you're not going to get any pet waste in here, anything yucky like that. We had a sandbox that was like a rinky sort of handmade thing, and the kids did not play in it nearly as much as they play in this. So this thing is really, really awesome. I'm gonna say for build quality, it's a 4-star, and for overall use for kids, it's definitely a 4.2-star rating. So highly recommend everyone with kids that wants a very simple sandbox that's gonna do a great job. And yeah, buy it. All right, there you go. That's the VEVOR wooden sandbox. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely clear to click that like button. And if you want to join the Adam Lucas family and you want to be a part of this crew, hit that subscribe button. Every time I get a subscriber, I get a boost to make more and more videos. And it's because of you guys, I surpassed 11K. Yes, people, on my way to 12K. Woo, that sounds awesome. On my way to 12K, but I need your help. Yes, you right there. Tell your friends, tell your family, this guy's on YouTube. They should go subscribe and watch my channel. But as always, I thank you for watching each and every one of my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.